Let's start with introducing two crucial concepts in programming: variables and functions. Variables are also called objects, and functions are also called modules. I always make the analogy with my pet hamster, who you see here on the slide, because my pet hamster can be seen as a variable. Variables have two components. They must have a name and they must have content. And in the context of data analysis, the content will be values that you want to analyze. Now, my pet hamster has a name, you can see it here, and he surely has content. And in the same way, my data tables can also be seen as variables. Because they have content, they contain measurements, and they have a name. So in this case, the table is called my data. And the name is very important because it allows to refer to a variable. If I have 5 hamsters and I want specifically him to come, I cannot just shout, "Hey hamsters, please come." I need his name. If I say, "Hey peanut butt, please come here," then he will know that I'm talking about him specifically, and he will come. So the name ensures that I can refer to this particular hamster. And the same is true for my data tables. I need a name so I can say, "Hey Python, please work with this particular data table." In reality, variables are pieces of memory in your computer that receive a name because you need to be able to refer to them, and that are used to store values. Variables can do actions. My hamster can do a lot of actions. You can see them here in green on the slide. So he can eat, he can drink, he can sleep, he can dig, he can take a bath. And the same is true for my data tables. I can do a lot of actions with my tables. I can show the content of my table. I can round numbers in my table. I can log transform numbers in my table. I can remove the table. So all these actions are functions. So variables are the things that exist, and functions are the actions that these things can do. In Python, every function has a name because, again, I need to be able to refer to it. And the name is always followed by round brackets because every function needs inputs. My hamster can take a bath, and he's very eager to do so, but he can only do it when I give him a bowl of sand. No sand, no bath. And the same is true for drinking. He can only drink when I give him water. So my hamster can do actions, but for these actions he needs inputs. And without these inputs, the actions cannot take place. And that's exactly what you write here inside these round brackets. The inputs that the function needs to be able to perform its action. And in Python, these inputs are called arguments. The first argument that functions take is very often the name of the variable that you want to do the action on. So if I want to show the content of this table, I will use the print function, and inside the round brackets, I will write my data, the name of the table that I want to show. If I want to log transform values, I will use the log function, followed by round brackets, and inside the round brackets, I write the name of the values that I want to log transform. On top of that, many functions take additional arguments that fine-tune the behavior of the function. For instance, if you want to log transform numbers, you also have to specify the base of the log transformation. Do you want to do a log 2, a log 10, or a natural log? So that means that this log function has two arguments, two inputs. On one side, he needs to know which values you want to transform, and on the other side, he needs to know the base of the transformation. when you have more than one argument, you write them all inside the round brackets and you separate them by a comma. So this is how variables and functions work. You need variables to store values in them, and you need functions to be able to do stuff with these values.